Are we live? Let's see what's happening here. Da-da-da. Hey, everybody. Can you hear me meow? It's Mike Meyers. It's a Monday version of the Mike Meyers Ask Mike Anything. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus ongoing opportunity to continue our studies. We concentrate here on A+, Net Plus, and Security Plus, but we can certainly going to go outside of that on an as-needed basis. And I'm getting lots of information coming on the sides. Bear with me a minute. Okay. All right, let's see who's on. So do you guys know today is July 5th? So yesterday was July 4th, American Independence Day, which for us crazy Americans tends to be a big deal. And so most people would have this day off, but not me. I am working. Taking care of that. There we go. All right. So anyway, we got a couple of things to announce here. Some good stuff. We definitely have both Scott Jernigan and Dave Rush. So both guys who I really thought would be not here today. Thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate you showing up. Got to watch lots of explosions and gunfire last night. Tends to be the way the July 4th is celebrated here in the American South. And I just stayed inside and ducked for the most part. And a good time was had by all. All right. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I can almost guarantee this is going to be a shorter one today. We'll see how it goes. We don't have any presentations outside of the usual questions. And it's July 5th, and I feel bad about having poor Scott Jernigan and Dave Rush come and jump on their day off. So but we will cover all the questions. Absolutely. Always glad to do that. So let's start off a couple of things here. Number one, this is called Ask Mike Anything. So what you do is you type questions into the chat window, and then I answer them for you. We start here at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time and run until 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time, or until the questions run out, or unless Mike feels guilty about making his employees work on a day off and is going to let them off. Now, granted, both Dave Rush and Scott Jernigan are working hard, comfortably in their own homes, probably in their pajamas. But still, it is technically working, so we'll do what we can do here. Okay, first of all, a little housekeeping I need to take care of. Kathy Yale, our marketing and sales gal, is back, and we feel that we've got pretty much everything updated. I'm worried that I might have missed a couple, but the bottom line is, it's very important to us that if you have been a winner of our contest, that you have received your prize. And if you have not, I want you to send Kathy Yale an email. There's a couple of folks who've asked for special things, and we'll do those on an as-able basis. But anyway, if you have not received your prize yet, please contact KathyY@TotalSem.com. and enter your YouTube name and which practice exam you wish to have. We think we got everything caught up. There's a couple of folks who made some special requests, and we're working around those. But I think we should be in pretty good shape there. So sorry about the little complexities. Like I said, we're a little mom and pop organization. All right. So Patricia Grace, please advise at Tolowit. Hey, Geek Squad. Oh, never mind. Need some more synonyms for group. Okay. There we go. All right. Just looking for questions when things get quiet here. A couple of things I do want to let you guys know about. We have returning, at least for now, discount practice questions and discount total sims. So let me get that back up. Bear with me one moment, please. So for this week's discount is 50% off all of our total testers, which is all of our practice exams, and that goes way outside of just A+, Net Plus, Security Plus. And then also 50% off any Total Tester and Total Sims bundles, okay? So you need to be careful here. If you just want the practice questions, we can't do that on a discount. So if you want to get 50% off either the practice questions or a combined Total Tester and Total Sims, that is back and alive. So hang on a minute. Look how organized I am. Mike Meyers. The discount code for this is Fireworks. Fireworks. So let me go ahead and just type that in real quick. There you go. I've just put that up. So hopefully we'll be able to see if anybody wants to take advantage of a half price off already very, very inexpensive product. Okay. Also, for those of you who are wondering, my ex-co-star, Jack the Cat, will definitely be back. There is confirmation that we could see him as soon as Wednesday. So that's really up to his owner and what she's capable of doing. But fingers are crossed that you'll have Jack and possibly even his girlfriend, Margot, will be showing up. Because, you know, you can't do IT technology without cats. So does anybody see my new little toy right here? Is it that? Okay. So a farmer goes up to his physicist buddy and says, "My chickens just won't lay any eggs." And the physicist goes, "Okay, farmer, let me think on this for a couple of days and I'll be back with an answer." After a couple of days, the physicist goes back to the farmer. He goes, "I know how to make your chickens lay more eggs. However, we need perfectly spherical chickens in a vacuum." Okay, if you never took a engineering course, that wouldn't be funny for you, but for us STEM kids, we think that's hilarious. So I now have a perfectly spherical chicken, and let's see if you guys can figure out what that is right there. Da-da-da-da-da. Anybody know what that is? Look at me. Okay. And yeah, does anybody want to do giveaways today? It looks like we've got mainly the old crowd here. So seriously, if anybody wants to do giveaways today, please say, "I want to do giveaways" or something so that I'll know that you were interested. Hello. Thing that isn't running very quickly. Bob Noob, Drew B, Crazy Homebody Girl, these are all Leet Master, that's a new name. Jim Barham. Question, when will you have Total Sim for Security Plus? I notice you have only questions currently. Jim Barham, I don't have an answer for that. We've been in a bit of a panic getting the Security Plus videos out, which should be end of this week. We should have all of our Security Plus 601 videos up. And I have not talked with the production guys on what's happening with the Security Plus. The right answer is I don't know. Bob Noob, random question. Did you ever find a malicious USB cable? Yes, Bob Noob. I actually bought some. I don't have them on me right now, but they're basically a USB cable you can plug in, and it also acts as a wireless device and as a key catcher and all kinds of different things. There's been one of those around for a while. It's not necessarily a cable, but it's just a USB device called a USB rubber ducky. Which also does a really good job just plugging it into a system. You can capture keystrokes and that kind of thing as well. And because it's a wireless device, you can just have it sent all to you. Okay, Jam Ramiro, good. Okay, glad you got it. Leet Master figured it out. All right. It's a Mr. Meeseeks box. Well done. All right, Drew B is new. Gosh, Drew B, or not Drew B. That's all I can live for is my own humor. Okay. Maven Feliciano, hey man, good to haven't seen you for a while. It's a finger pointing up, absolutely. Patricia Monsey, which sounds like a new name. Jack in the Box. No, it's from Rick and Morty. It's a Mr. Meeseeks box. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. Jan Romero, I would love PC component giveaways. You know what? No, but I appreciate your chutzpah. All right, we got a couple of new faces want to do giveaways, so we'll do them. All right. All right, but seriously, guys, it is important that you understand that even though I do intend to have a short day today, I still want to make sure I'm answering everybody's questions. So it is very important that you type questions in, and then I'll be able to answer them. If by some chance you're the shy type, and we run into those folks every now and then, there's nothing wrong with being the shy type. What you can do instead of just posting them into the live chat, you can just send them email to me directly. My email address is michaelm@totalsem.com, and feel free to just send me an email directly, and I'll be more than glad to answer that question, especially if the question's more detailed or complicated. It is kind of handy to have that. Keisha Green. Hey, Keisha. Are your practice questions on Udemy exactly the same as the ones you get from TotalSem? No, they're different. But I'm going to tell you, the same people write them, Keisha, so I'm sure there's some, I help write some of those, and there's going to be some overlap. But they're not identical questions. You know. Oh, Patricia Monsi, it's Patricia Gaze. So, Patricia, either congratulations on getting married, or congratulations on getting divorced, or just glad you're happy. What's your opinion on Kaspersky antivirus? The last time I ran Kaspersky was a year and a half ago. It didn't blow me away. I'm still running Malwarebytes and then whatever the built-in Windows tool is. Patricia Manusi. Got it, Patricia. Grace is my middle name. Okay, I got it. Joshua, hey Mike, I'm a junior sysadmin. I've been learning SQL. Good. Do you really think I could maintain my full-time job and do contract SQL data analytics work? I'm not sure why you'd want to. I got a buddy of mine who does SQL work. She's pretty good at it. Concentrates mainly on certain tool sets. I don't remember the names of what they are. And she makes between $60 and $85 an hour. But she does work contracts, so she can pick her own hours. So the answer is probably. But it's always interesting to me, Joshua, when you see somebody saying, you know, do I want to fly an airplane or do I want to drive a submarine? It's so very different, the two things you're talking about, system administration through SQL coding, that it would seem to me that your passion could point you, I mean, what sounds more fun? What are you interested in? It's not too often I hear somebody say, I want to do SQL. Here in Houston, Texas, for example, we use SQL constantly in the oil fields. We have huge logging systems. And when I say logging, I'm not meaning logs that are being knocked over. I mean, they're logging. They drag these huge arrays through the water here in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're looking for different things, whatever it might be. You end up with these massive, massive databases. And it could be a search that was done years ago, and people will keep going back to that same database and requerying it, looking at it different ways. These databases are, as you can imagine, you got to drag a ship through the Gulf of Mexico to get all this electrical log information, are extremely expensive. So the company that does this log will sell it to different people. So it's interesting. So anyway, Joshua, see which one your passion points to you. That's going to be the important thing. Jan Romero, is the MTA server test about to expire? I don't know. Scott or Dave Rush, can you look up the MTA server test? Oh, look at that. From Microsoft, we will stop offering MTA licenses for purchase on June 30th, 2021. So, J.M. Romero, you have until June 30th, 2022 to register and take the exam. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you getting that answer for me. Richard Bishop. Hey, Mike. Hey, Richard. Love your content. Thank you, sir. I work with SMD Repair and just wanted to know what your standpoint is on right to repair. What my standpoint is? Well, Richard, let's start off with the fact that I buy Ifixit toolkits constantly. I'm extremely pro right to repair, as you might imagine, even though I don't really do much work on smartphones and tablets. To be honest with you, once I need to start prying things apart, I tend to get a little bit nervous. But I'm extremely pro right to repair, and we need to do more of it. I think we're getting some good headway here and there, but the industry is always going to push back. We're always going to be pushed back. Storyteller Mace. Hey, Mike, can you give a quick rundown of what certifications you hold or once held? Oh, good Lord. No, Storyteller Mace. I'm always curious why people are interested in that. Just about every CompTIA certification there is. I was an MCSE back in a billion years ago. I never finished my Novell NetWare. I mean, how far back do you want me to go here? I took a CCNA, was the only Cisco I ever took, the ICND1. I don't know, it just never, There's a lot more than that, but I can't remember. Storyteller Mace. Here's a question. A good tip on dealing with procrastination from Alex Norton in 213. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, God, Alex. Here, the secret to procrastination is, you know how like when people are running, like they're doing 5Ks, and there's all those people going, you go, you're the best, go, and they're like cheering you on. That stuff never works. It never did work for me. What works for me is like somebody in like a Marine Corps drill instructor just scream, you go! And I've always worked really good with what most people consider negative reinforcement. I know that's weird, but that's how it's always been for me. You know how hard it is to find people around you who will provide negative reinforcement? Nobody wants to do it. Maybe I should have joined the Marines. Here, Alex, I'll give you a clue. One day you'll be old and you will regret actions you didn't take today. Balance good work with smelling the roses and you will always be a happy person. Oh God, Alex, having someone like me provide life lessons like that, I'm a wreck, Danny. I mean, be honest with you, Mike Meyers, I'm extremely lazy. I always have been too. I've tried to compensate for that by some amount of discipline, and panic has always also been a good thing. But it's a challenge. I'll tell you one thing, you got to keep it up. Bob Noob 214, are 0 days the only way that attackers can gain access to VMs, VM escape? No. Okay, so Bob Noob, let's be careful here. When you say are 0 days the only way, in general, any type of vulnerability is usually patched very quickly. So let's forget about virtual machines for a minute. Let's talk about almost any kind of attack based on a vulnerability. And to be able to attack a VM, you're definitely looking at some kind of vulnerability. So can a 0 day, so what you're saying is, can a 0 day be the only way to attack a virtual machine? In general, no, because almost nobody patches perfectly. That's the big thing you got to remember. Nobody's patching everything all the time. And a lot of times, if you can take advantage of that window between the day something's been noticed and the day you attack, and if you can get in that window, you can get in there just as well. Leap Master 213. Question, I've been following your networking 007 on Udemy. How long until I won't be able to write 007 and have the new one? Good Lord. Scott, is it the end of July? I'm pretty sure it's end of July. Can somebody remind me one more time? When does the Net Plus Net Plus 007? Hang on. Sorry, I was thinking Security Plus. you have a long time. There is no specified, there is no retirement that's been posted. So who was that? Leap Master. Yeah, there's no retirement that has been posted. It's good for a long time. I would speculate a year at least. So don't panic. You got plenty of time. Well, get on it. I mean, knock it out, right? So Joshua Escavera, I had my hat in programming with Python and hated it, but you like SQL queries. You know, I've met folks like you. Joshua, you're not as rare as you might think. Even my buddy Sandy is, and she works with, you know, petabyte-sized databases. And she's always said, I can't write code out of a wet paper bag, but man, she could do these amazing SQL queries, inner, join, whatever, blah, blah. So go for it, Joshua. Drew B. I'm new to the IT overall, and I'm working towards A+ certification. Any recommendations on ways to explore the following areas to start finding what I may be passionate about? Well, yeah, Drew B., there are some ways to do that. Certainly, one of the things you might want to consider, Drew, is, you know, we live on certifications. This is what we do, and that's what Total Seminars does, and that's what me and Scott and Dave do, is we write training materials for you to pass certifications. I really like CompTIA's A+, Net+, Security+. For me, that threesome right there, for people who really want to be techs, that it's a great way to begin that process of seeing what you want. Find what you like. You know, you can already answer that question a lot already. I mean, do you find yourself going over to Best Buy just for fun? I do, like all the time. It's okay. Have you found yourself starting to play with the router in your house and trying to figure out how to make it do stuff? Well, that could be a clue there too. So you're already starting to get some ideas, but you can never go wrong with the CompTIA A+, Net+, Security+. As a starter, at least it'll get you going. You got me thinking about all the different certifications I've had over the years. I should write those down one of these days. British right to repair excludes phones and computers. We're working on it. You guys want to talk about spudgers? Sure. Okay, so I'm going to drop the mic for a minute. I'm going to go grab something that's like right there. I'm on the wired mic. All right, guys, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. This is going to take me 7 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 again. 3, 2, 1. And he's back. All right. So the whole reason I jumped up, since we're talking about right to repair, I'm a big fan of Ifixit. If you're not familiar with Ifixit, let me put that up one more time. It's ifixit.com. I met the CEO. He's a good kid. He is a kid. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, Ifixit is a wonderful website, and they have all these free videos on how to fix different kinds of stuff. Lots of them. Now, where Ifixit makes their money is by selling you tools. So they've got like, you know, every kind of crazy little bit you'd ever need. They have lots of different tool sets. This happens to be the one I like. Does anybody need a spudger? There you go. Just for my buddy Patricia. I guess this is more spudgery. This is the thing that pries apart your phones and such. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I should work out a deal with Ifixit. I think I'm getting to the point where I think almost everybody needs one of these. You can buy some of these. This is a fancier set, but you can get them for like 30 bucks. If you're going to get into the business of fixing smartphones and tablets, there's better quality stuff than this. But for the occasional person like myself, this is absolutely fantastic. I recommend Ifixit quite a bit. Okay, so while you guys are, while we're talking about it, I see David Rush at 2:19 p.m. put in a Discord link. Now, just so you guys know, we do have a Discord channel. Well, no, we don't have a Discord channel. My buddy Jose Braden has a Discord channel. We are not associated. We have no control over it, nothing. But we do drop in from time to time. Anyway, there's a link that got put up at 2:19 on mine. And you should check out this Discord channel. It's getting to be pretty popular, a lot of fun. And Patricia, I did get your message, by the way, too. And check it out. Usually, you can just post there anytime you want. But usually after a show, you're going to see a lot of people get on there. I try to get on once a week or so. But it's usually whenever this show ends for a couple hours. So that'll be usually 4 o'clock-ish, Monday and Wednesdays and Fridays. Don't forget that Fridays is Dave Rush's Dave Rush Ask Mike Anything, or DRAMA, or Drama. And so Dave does a great job. He concentrates on Raspberry Pi computers. Now look, especially you new guys, you're like, why would I care about Raspberry Pis? I want to learn A+. Well, that's because Raspberry Pis are very, very cheap tools. They only cost like $50 each for the higher end ones. You can program them to set them up to do all kinds of A+, Net+, Security Plus stuff. And Dave Rush has been doing these videos now for many months and has some great stuff in there. So even if you're not terribly interested in Raspberry Pis, if you want to find inexpensive ways to get good tools, that's the way to go. Bob Noob, do you think I should install a firewall AV on my Kali Linux virtual machine, or am I being overprotective? You're being way too overprotective, Bob Noob. When you have a Kali machine that you're running it because you are in some form of attack mode. It's not for a permanent system. I don't do anything but the lightest amount of firewalls on my. In fact, let me rephrase that. Yeah, I guess I do. I gotta think about this. So I only have one functional Kali system right now, and it's a bare metal laptop, and there's no firewall on it whatsoever of any form. And Dave Rush agrees with me. A firewalled Kali machine can severely reduce its functionality, Bob Noob. Maven Feliciano, Mike, are you into electronics? I'm not sure what you mean. Or you mean circuitry? Sound systems? Maven asked me a more detailed question. The answer is probably yes, but not as good as I am with PCs. Richard Bishop, 223. Good thing there are people waiting to fix broken stuff and save e-waste. Absolutely. You know, Richard, I got to be honest with you. I know I'm supposed to be all pro save the planet and all that. I get real Bill Burr on this stuff, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. But I will tell you this, and that is, I believe in green. The green of the money in my wallet. And when I have people rip me off because I can't repair something and I have to go buy another one, that makes me upset. So I'm very into green, Richard, in that aspect. When I started out, Richard, you started out with LGA 1150 sockets. Yeah. Gregors is here. Hola, Mike. Hola, Gregors. ¿Cómo está, amigo? Alan Dugan. I have the same Ifixit kit. Great to have. Total Ifixit kit giveaway. You guys kill me. Produce Boy 12. Produce Boy 12 at 225. How much RAM do you think I should get for a gaming PC? I wouldn't even think about a PC being less than 16 anymore. 32 is a good place to be, and 64 is even better. Is that overkill? Maybe a little bit, but I don't like finding out the hard way. Dave Rush, okay, so for drama, this Friday we're going to be doing OpenCV on a Raspberry Pi, Machine Learning AI Foundation. So it's not directly tied to current objectives on any CompTIA exam, but he's laying groundwork for future objectives. Gregors, can you explain 802.11 channel bandwidths? I can. So the trick here is, Gregors, I did a big course on this last year, and it's in this channel. It's right here in the Total Seminars channel. Do a search for wireless here in the Total Seminars channel, and I've got pretty graphics and everything. Chance of this graphics handy. I do have the graphics, but what I would rather you do, please, and if this doesn't work for you, tell me. But what I'd like you to do for starters is watch that video. It's called 802.11, and then come back with me on questions on it. Then that way, because there's some really kind of interesting things. I mean, we always talk about the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bands, but especially as we start moving into 802.11ax and things like that, where some of the channels get a little bit more interesting. It's a fun conversation. So, but I'd rather you check that out. And if it doesn't work for you, please contact me back. Here, let me get my email back up there. Contact me back, and I could do a whole full-blown 802.11 conversation. The problem is that it's hard for me to do those when I don't have all my audio-visual aids here in front of me. So, oh, there you go. Dave Rush. Gregors, he already put it up for you. Dave Rush did. So please check that out. And I'm more than glad to do this. I like doing this. It's an Ask Mike Anything. Have fun. However, it's better if we can, if we've already done something, why do it again? How are we doing on time? It is 2:30. We're going to have a giveaway today, so I'm logging into the Total Seminars site, and I'm going to queue up something. Anybody have any opinions on what? I'll do A+, Net+, or Security+. Does anybody have an opinion on this? See what anybody says. Alex Norton to 228. Any updates on CompTIA A+? No, nothing. We've heard nothing. You got a year at least on that, man. Guaranteed a year at least on that. Scott Journey wants to do Pen Test Plus. Patricia wants to do Security Plus. So you know what? For my buddy Patricia, we have, guys, I'm actually over on the Total Seminars website looking, and it looks like Scott, Dave, I see right here in front of me simulations for 601, which I didn't think we had. So let's see what happens. Tarek and Mark just asked for A+, but I'm going to go with my buddy Patricia because she asked first. So guys, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up the Total Tester product as we speak, and I'm looking for good questions to ask you guys. Okay, I think I got an interesting question. You guys ready? Okay, so here's what, first of all, you guys are competing for free A+, Net+, or Security Plus practice questions. Just the multiple choice questions. We do the performance-based questions separately in what we call the Total Sims. We are not competing for that. I see you out there, Mr. First name starts with a D, who is giving poor Kathy trouble. So do be aware that you're just competing for, this is 90-day access to any one of those three products. Now, one of the things that, if you win like today, okay, and you wait a month before you log in for the first time on a Total Seminar site, your 90 days starts then. So you can actually put these in your pocket if you need to. All right, so anyway, this is an interesting question. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, to answer the question, you just type it into the chat window, okay? Do not type, okay. So Scott Jernigan, I hear you when you say that we do not have SIMs. However, there are Security Plus 601 SIMs in the special place. So whatever. All right, so anyway, you guys ready? The first person to answer wins. I get to choose who answered first. You don't. So just because you think you answered first, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the way it works, okay? Do not just type in A, B, C, or D. Type in enough of the answer. On this one in particular, it's going to need a lot of writing. Type in enough of the answer so that I can see what you're trying to type. The reason I can't do A, B, C, or D is because the moment I say just type in A, B, C, or D, everybody's typing in A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So we can't do that. That's why we can't have nice things. Bottom line is, let's get ready. First person to answer is going to win. Let's get started right now. So, data sovereignty is a relatively new type of legislation several countries have recently enacted. What do these laws generally require? Data stored within a country's borders is subject to that country's laws. Data that originated from one country must be maintained in systems in that country. Data stored on systems within a country must be stored in the predominant, that's misspelled, language of that country. Data stored within a country's borders is subject to their laws, and in some cases, data originating from their borders must be stored there as well. Remember, folks, type enough of it that I can see who's got the right answer. Come on, kids. This is actually a tricky question because there's a pretty good argument for, well, 3 of the 4. C is right out. But there's an argument for A and B on this question. I'm giving you guys a few more moments. Let's see. Okay, I see a few people. It looks like they have the right answer. All right, so I'm looking at this question. I'm pretty sure this is true. Data stored within a country's borders is subject to that country's laws, absolutely. But that's not just it. Because you also, in some cases, data originating must be stored there as well. So you're really combining A and B, so that's D. Pretty sure the right answer is D. Check your answer. Is D is great. Yay! Okay, great. All right, so the answer is D. D is the answer. Let's see who got that one first. See, this was kind of a tricky one because if you just typed in A or the answer to A or B, you're not really typing enough for me to answer it. All right, so I'm going to give this one to my friend, Peter Hunt. Peter Hunt, congratulations. You have won 90-day access to the product of your choice. In order to claim your prize, you must send an email to kathy@totalsem.com. Make sure to add your YouTube name. And when I say your YouTube name, whatever's here. So I need to see Peter Hunt in that email. And then let Kathy know which practice exam you wish to have. This is a completely online product, so no matter where in the world you are, it works great. And we'll usually just, the email you send in, we'll use that. And then we give you a password which you can change. So congratulations, Peter Hunt. Well done. Okay, also, guys, do remember that we also have 50% off all of our practice questions and 50% off of any bundles that combine the practice questions and the simulations. It's a pretty good deal. In order to claim this prize, just go to www.totalsem.com. And when you type in Peter Hunt is passing, all right, Peter, I saw your passing. Okay. No. Let's get another winner up here. David Zientara looks. Yeah, because guys, it's not just like Drew B and Crazy Homebody Go. Both of y'all said stored within a company's board subject to the laws. That's true, but it needs to be more than that. So David Ziantara, you are the winner. David, in order to claim your prize, you need to send an email to kathy@totalsem.com. That's Kathy with a K, Kathyy at totalsem.com. Be sure to add your YouTube name just as I see it right here, and let Kathy know which practice exams you want to have. All right, let's see. Looking for questions. All right, yeah, I think it's going to be a slower one today, guys. So anyway, I am excited about these. We already sell really good test banks at ridiculously low prices. So 50% off, and you get a chance to bundle the Sims in there as well. You should take advantage of this, guys. Just go to www.totalsem.com. Go over to our merchant area, grab yourself some practice questions or some practice questions and simulation bundles, and just before you check out, type in the word fireworks. No capitalization, just FIREWORKS, and it will automatically deduct 50% off of everything. It's a ridiculously good price. You should definitely take advantage of that. Mark Wheeler, the code is fireworks, one word. All right. All right, guys, so it looks like it's a little bit slow today, huh? Slow days are good. Not a record, but pretty close. What else do we have going on here in Total Seminars land? On the research department, I've been doing some fairly interesting things with the usage of IPv6 in data centers. The reason this is interesting is I had some folks last week say to me, Mike, you know, one of the problems they have with IPv6 is that you've got a WAX 64 subnet, right? So that means if it's a 128-bit address, you got 64 bits of entropy on the individual address names. And that seems wasteful, right? That even the smallest subnet will still have 2 to the 64th power individual hosts. Well, it seems these days is that there's been a little bit of a push. This has been going on for a couple of years, but I haven't really been playing with it, is that like if you have a bunch of computers, each computer gets its own network ID in IPv6. So no two computers share the first 64 bits. And this is designed to prevent layer 2 attacks and network discoveries and things like that where IPv6 can be a little bit exposed. It's kind of interesting. Of course, the trick is, how do you set up a IPv6 capable router to handle router advertisements or router solicitations and then make sure every individual host gets its own network ID? That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's interesting. Absolutely interesting. Patricia, with IPv6, why is subnetting still useful? Just to have separate networks? Yeah. I mean, well, keep in mind that, you know, IPv6 at the very top is going to be like, you know, WAC 30 addresses, and you get nice aggregation, which they tried to do 40, 30 years ago with IPv4, never really happened. But aggregation definitely looks like it's taking place in the world. But actually, Patricia, you answered exactly right. We still need separate network IDs, or routers aren't going to have anything to play with, right? So there you go. Jason Helms, there was a new ransomware attack yesterday at a Miami firm called Keisha Warning wanting 70 million. I was just reading on that, and I did not get to say all the details on that. So very cool. Thank you, Jason. Gregors, question. Why CompTIA says RAM is not a requirement for a gaming PC? Confused. Gregors, I don't know why CompTIA would say RAM is not a requirement. Gregors, what I would probably want to ask you is, what question are you reading that makes you want to respond like that? Gregors, RAM is a requirement, or that for any computer, or the computer won't run. So when you say why CompTIA says that RAM is not a requirement for a gaming PC, it is. I always put a lot of RAM in my computer. Gregors, so do I, buddy. A lot of RAM. Okay, looks like Dave Rush got some answer. All right, guys, so hey, slower days, that's going to happen. Let's go ahead and let Dave Rush and Scott Jernigan get back to their holidays. Guys, thank you so much for dropping in. I know it's kind of a holiday today. Wednesday, we're going to be back with our sleeves rolled up. I do not have any pressing issues in terms of questions. So if you've got some big questions, this is your opportunity to send those in to me. Otherwise, be sure to jump onto the Discord channel and say hello. We're always glad to see you there. Other than that, I'm out the door. This is Mike, and I'll be seeing you guys on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye-bye.